So there's a thread going about who's the biggest celebrity twat you've ever met, and this guy said it was Christopher Biggins, and he tells like quite a long story. It's I worked as a sound engineer on a cartoon called Stravinsky's Garden around 17 years ago. Biggins was cast as an owl called Mr. Tirrett, to which my knowledge is yet to air, but it was Biggins' biggest role for years. Biggins had a public persona as a sort of jovial uncle, but this was not the case on the set of the cartoon. Every day there was some big unnecessary drama. Every fucking day. First of all, he was at least an hour late every morning because he didn't have time to remember bloody codes for the parking outside the studio. The code was 1, 2, 3, 4. At the end of the production, he presented the crew with parking expenses of over £1,500 for 3 weeks' work. When he finally did show up, the first thing he would do is to look you straight in the face and say, "Biggins here." Then he'd have this stupid superstition that he'd have to eat a boiled egg and throw salt over his shoulder before entering any new room.
No, is this real? Fuck.
He used to stand behind me in the kitchen completely silent, watching me boil eggs for him every morning. So the first morning I turned my back for a second and there was this blood-curdling scream. The stupid cunt had put his hand in the boiling water to get one of the eggs.
Fucking hell. Full on fucking...
I used to offer all the crew a tea or coffee every morning, and he'd always say, "Biggins doesn't drink, mate." And he was always carrying around a bottle of Diet Coke with him, with apple juice in it. The kind of apple juice that's completely clear and smells of vodka. His 330... millilitres of apple juice would be gone by 11 a.m. every morning, and he'd return after his 2-hour lunch every day with his Diet Coke bottle full of apple juice again. I've just been to W.H. Smith's, he'd say. The Smiths next door to Bargain Booze, yeah? Anyway, I think he might have been allergic to apple juice because it made him angry and sleepy. Not a good combo for a stuffy recording booth. He'd be sat there with a face like a decomposing arse, looking at the script like it was beneath him, which it wasn't.
That's the most offensive part about that.
This was a role Dean Gaffney turned down.
Fuck off.
Jesus, it's either this or fucking Mother Goose. Do you know
This
what I mean?
or suicide. This or the house gets repossessed.
He'd be like, "Oh, an eagle wouldn't say this." First of all, an eagle wouldn't say anything. Secondly, it's an owl. Just say the fucking line. Then one time a co-star of his, a former weather girl who I won't name, got a big laugh from the crew for a squeak she made as her character, a mouse, got stuck in a gate. Biggins threw a stool across the studio and stormed out. The next thing you know, the cunts on the roof of the 5-storey building shouting, "I'm gonna jump." Biggins is gonna jump.
It's always third person.
Yeah. 3 hours.
Sorry, give me a minute. Go on, Pat.
3 hours. And another wasted day later, he was talked down by a policeman.
3 hours?
The next day, when he was watching me boil his eggs, I asked him in confidence why he'd threatened to kill himself. He told me he was looking for the canteen, got lost and found himself on the roof and wanted to save face.
I am never wrong. Jesus.
I burst out laughing at this, but then turned to see he was deadly serious and tearful. So I had to pretend I was actually hysterically crying rather than pissing myself. He gave me a big hug, rubbing my back, going, "Shh, Biggins isn't going anywhere."
Sounds like a threat.
Then we composed ourselves. He had his egg. We walked into the studio, and he straight away told everyone, "Bryn," that's the guy who's writing this, "Bryn's just been crying in the kitchen, but he says he wants to kill himself, but I've sorted it." I had 100% had it with this cunt at that point. So later that evening we had the wrap party at a local pub. Biggins was pursing his lips and pompously tutting away looking at the crew's pints, again saying, Biggins doesn't drink. Pissed as fuck. He ordered a blueberry and coke. When told by the bar staff there was no such thing, he screamed, that fucking thing over there, that bollocks, pointing at a bottle of Robinson's Black Currant Scotch. As soon as he got it, he started pouring his apple juice in it on the bar. The landlord told him he had to leave. The landlord told him he had to leave, to which he responded, Sir, I have dined with Gielgud. Played
With who?
Gielgud, John Gill, he's a famous actor.
Okay.
Played craps with Sinatra and sang with Caballé at the Royal Albert Hall. Do you really think I give a bollocks that I'm not getting my scampi at the Fox and Tomato? And with that, he flounced out the pub in my life forever. Burgundy trousers, completely sodden with piss. All of that was untrue.
Oh! What fucking genius wrote that?
Exactly, that's what I was thinking. It was fucking brilliant work of fiction, though, isn't it?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Really fucking great.
Was that Twitter?
Yeah. Bryn Baranga.
Bryn Branger.
That was wonderful. Really fucking funny.
I laughed like that for a bit.